The pace of change in the world of AI right now, it feels absolutely relentless, doesn't it?
It really does. Every week, maybe even every day, there's something new popping up.
Exactly. A new headline, some new model capability, a new system that promises to do things we thought were, years away.
Yeah.
And keeping up with all of it, the buzz about GPT-5, the competition heating up, AI that can actually act on its own. It can feel like trying to drink from a fire hose.
It truly is moving at lightning speed.
Mhm.
The announcements come thick and fast, and the whole landscape is just constantly shifting. It's easy to get lost.
And that's precisely where we come in with the deep dive. Our mission really is to help you cut through all that noise.
Right.
We take a look at what's out there, we dig into the details, and we try to pull out the most important nuggets, the surprising bits, the crucial insights, the stuff that helps you get truly well-informed, quickly, without feeling totally overwhelmed.
Think of us as your guides, maybe, helping you understand what's really happening beneath the surface of those headlines.
Yeah, giving you the context, the nuance, the details that actually matter.
Exactly.
And today, we're diving into some absolutely fascinating information. It gives us a peek into several interconnected trends shaping the future of AI.
Okay.
We're going to look at how enterprise AI is evolving, specifically the rise of AI systems that can take action.
Uh-huh.
We'll also get into the latest in that high-stakes competitive race between the major AI model developers, especially the anticipation around OpenAI's next big thing, GPT-5, and, how it stacks up against players like Google's Gemini right now.
And examine some specific new types of AI tools, right? The ones designed to go beyond just chatting and actually do things.
Precisely. We'll unpack how AI is moving from being, primarily a tool for generating text or images to becoming an active participant in workflows.
Designed to automate and support decision-making across all sorts of different industries. It's a pretty fundamental shift.
It sounds like a crucial shift. Before we plunge in, though, we do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor.
Yeah.
This deep dive is sponsored by Stonefly. They're leaders in enterprise storage, backup, and disaster recovery, AI storage, and cloud solutions.
Which is incredibly relevant right now.
Absolutely. As AI adoption grows, dealing with these massive data sets becomes paramount, right? And secure, ransomware-proof storage is just foundational.
Can't build on shaky ground.
Exactly. Stonefly sells air-gapped and immutable storage designed precisely for this kind of challenge. You can contact sales at stonefly.com to schedule a demo.
Secure data infrastructure really is the bedrock enabling all these advanced AI capabilities we're about to discuss.
It absolutely is. So, okay, let's jump right into the first major area this information highlights, the rise of AI agents within the enterprise.
Right.
We're talking about AI that's not just answering questions, but actually getting put to work.
That's the key phrase. When we use the term AI agent in this business context, we mean systems specifically engineered to automate processes and actively support decision-making.
So not just your standard chatbot.
Not at all. They're not just static language models you interact with. These agents are built with the capacity to understand tasks, access information, interact with other systems, and ultimately do things.
Take action based on data and insights.
Precisely. They process information and then act on it.
And what's particularly striking from the information we've looked at is just how broad the potential application is becoming.
Yeah, it's not niche.
No, it lays out use cases across 7 key sectors. It really shows this isn't limited to, one department. It's starting to touch almost every part of how a company operates.
Let's walk through those sectors and maybe hit some specific examples because they really paint a picture of this shift. First up, marketing.
Okay, marketing. For marketing teams, these AI agents are fundamentally changing how data gets leveraged. They're helping marketers make more data-driven decisions before launching a campaign, especially, before sinking a lot of budget into it.
Oh, how are they doing that?
Well, by analyzing vast, disparate data sets. Think social media trends, competitor moves, industry news, sales figures, website analytics, even internal company records. They can spot emerging patterns.
Things a human might miss or take ages to find.
Exactly. Or identify shifts in market sentiment, pinpoint opportunities.
Right. An agent can be constantly monitoring the external landscape. If a competitor, say, changes their pricing, or there's a sudden spike in searches for products like yours,
The agent flags it.
immediately flags it, analyzes the potential impact, maybe even recommends timing for a product launch or a promo push based on that real-time analysis.
Wow. And it goes way beyond just surfacing insights, right? Precision targeting seems like a massive area.
Oh, huge. Customers expect personalization now. AI agents track real-time data, individual behavior, browsing history, past interactions to deliver dynamic content that adapts to each customer as they're interacting.
So it's happening live.
Live. An agent uses this data to figure out the absolute best way to engage a specific customer right now. Is it a personalized discount via the app? Because they usually shop in-store.
Or maybe an email about the stuff they left in their cart.
Exactly. Or identifying a high-value customer who needs routing to a special team. The agent makes these nuanced decisions by crunching complex data points simultaneously.
And task automation, that's got to be a big win too, all the routine stuff.
Oh yeah, the admin burden.
Yeah.
Scheduling social posts, analyzing online content for campaign ideas, managing consent preferences, categorizing messages, drafting personalized emails.
Even optimizing PPC campaigns in real time.
Yep, based on bid performance and conversion rates.
Yeah.
The agent handles it automatically. There's a great example given a marketing team needing to track press mentions.
Instead of someone searching manually.
The agent gets asked, were we mentioned in the press this week? And boom, instant factual response with links. Saves hours.
And with e-commerce booming, content automation must be essential just for scale.
Totally. AI agents drafting and optimizing emails, blogs, website content, product descriptions at scale.
Imagine listing thousands of new products online.
Right. Instead of a huge team of copywriters, an AI agent trained on brand voice and product data can generate accurate, compelling SEO-optimized descriptions instantly.
Freeing up the human marketers for strategy and creative work.
Exactly. And finally, in marketing, those conversational chatbots are evolving. They're getting smarter, guiding shoppers better, answering inquiries more accurately, boosting confidence right on the site.
Like proactively jumping in.
Yeah, maybe if a customer's lingering on a product page, suggesting alternatives based on their history, or initiating a fit test interaction for clothes or shoes. Timely, personalized interaction, it boosts conversions.
Okay, so that's marketing. Moving on to sales. Agents are streamlining workflows there too.
Throughout the entire sales cycle, yeah. From prospecting right through to closing.
Taking on the admin tasks that bog salespeople down.
Yes. Identifying qualified leads with much greater precision. Even creating tailored sales content on demand. It lets the sales pros focus on the human stuff, building relationships, closing deals.
Meeting scheduling must be a classic example.
Definitely. An agent integrated with the CRM and communication tools handles follow-ups, checks resource availability, saves transcripts right into the CRM record. Easy.
And prospecting, that's usually so laborious.
Transformed. Teams train agents on their ideal customer profile, or ICP, right? Then the agent scans LinkedIn, news sites, company announcements for indicators.
Like someone following competitors or starting a relevant new role.
Exactly. The agent qualifies these leads against the criteria and adds the warmest prospects straight into the CRM pipeline automatically.
And sales content creation.
Agents access an integrated knowledge base, all the company data, product specs, collateral. If a prospect raises an objection or mentions a competitor,
The agent pulls up the counter arguments.
instantly pulls relevant USPs, differentiators, slots them into a branded email template, drafts a compelling message using prospect data found online, maybe even suggests the next step in the follow-up sequence.
Okay, next up, technical support. The goal here is pretty clear. Close tickets faster, empower the support staff.
Yep. AI agents classify incoming inquiries using NLP understanding intent, analyzing past interactions. This lets them route requests accurately to the right specialized teams immediately.
And high urgency stuff gets escalated automatically, like data loss.
Instantly.
Hmm.
No waiting in a queue. Task categorization also helps orchestrate workflows, triage queries, suggest actions to human agents like templated responses based on keywords or history.
And the employee empowerment side, that seems significant.
Huge and often overlooked. Agents access internal data knowledge bases, manuals, websites, tool docs providing quick, accurate answers to support staff's internal questions.
So a new team member doesn't have to constantly ask colleagues.
Right. They ask the agent in natural language about, say, a specific bug, and the agent analyzes similar past cases, provides solutions, boosts confidence, reduces reliance on others.
And it cuts down on admin overhead for the support agents themselves.
Massively. Handling simple, repetitive tickets entirely, guiding customers through FAQs, automating transcript reviews, summarizing key details from calls for the next agent.
So customers don't have to repeat themselves. Always frustrating.
Exactly. That Zendesk CX Trends report predicted 75% of CX leaders think support skills will change drastically in 3 years. Agents become more like AI managers.
Interesting. Okay, finance. AI supporting data-driven decisions here, especially around risk.
Absolutely. Identifying fraud patterns is a big one. AI programs analyze transaction data, display fraud probability scores on
This
orders.
MasterCard example.
Precisely. Scanning billions of transactions, detecting known and new fraud patterns, alerting cybersecurity, activating fail-safes, all in real time.
Document verification, too. That's labor-intensive.
Very. Verifying IDs, passports, scanning complex invoices. AI automates scans, detects subtle patterns in financial data, helps evaluate creditworthiness based on scores, history, even email or IP address checks, login attempts, looking for risk signals.
Right. And in HR, automating repetitive tasks, enhancing processes like hiring.
Inclusive hiring is a really promising application. AI can help reduce unconscious bias by anonymizing candidate info, assessing based on skills fit, aptitude, alignment with successful employee attributes.
Rather than just focusing on keywords or where someone went to school.
Exactly. A potentially fairer assessment.
And employee sentiment analysis, monitoring feedback.
Yeah, analyzing internal channels, survey responses, communications data, respecting privacy, of course, identifying sentiments, themes, summarizing suggestions to improve retention and engagement at scale.
Workforce optimization, too. Predicting staffing needs.
Definitely. Analyzing historical data, forecasts, support volumes, real-time workloads to predict needs accurately, ensuring optimal staffing, especially for seasonal peaks, hiring temps at the right time, assigning them well, potentially cutting costs.
And that Retail AI Council finding 36% of employees already using generative AI for things like inventory management, it's already happening.
It is. Okay, logistics. Creating more risk-resilient, sustainable supply chains.
Optimized delivery routing sounds like a perfect fit for AI agents. Complex planning.
Totally. Hierarchical agents analyzing real-time traffic, orders, locations, weather, dynamically adjusting schedules and routes for disruptions.
So if there's a big accident.
The agent instantly calculates alternatives, maybe triggers stock to be pulled from a different warehouse closer to the destination, notifies customers with updates, maybe even offers a discount.
And warehouse automation. AI robotics and computer vision.
Agents integrate these systems. Computer vision plus agents automate sorting, packing, optimize storage allocation in real time, using sensor data to spot crowded spaces, model better racking plans, direct robots. No manual oversight needed.
Optimize stock levels, too. Predicting demand.
Predicting peak demand more accurately using sales history, trends, weather. Also identifying potential equipment failures via sensor data, preemptively ordering parts or scheduling maintenance. Analyzing web sales and sensor data to adapt to real-time demand shifts, triggering reorders.
Enhanced deliveries, not just speed, but quality.
Right. Agents directing robots for precise picking, using computer vision to spot damaged goods before shipping. A sensor flags a ripped label or damaged box, alerts a human for inspection, prevents defects reaching the customer.
And those examples, Klarna resolving errands in under 2 months versus 11 for humans, Delta's 12% customer satisfaction boost, tangible benefits.
Absolutely. Finally, customer service, maybe the most intuitive fit. Handling repetitive tasks, routing inquiries efficiently.
Sentiment analysis using NLP, understanding tone.
Key. Analyzing text and voice queries. Recognizing intent and emotional tone. Retrieving answers from knowledge bases, interpreting speech content and emotion. Proactively offering help if a customer seems hesitant or clicks around lost.
Predictive churn analysis for retention.
Crucial. Analyzing engagement patterns, complaint frequency, sentiment for subtle signs of dissatisfaction, then triggering automated re-engagement emails, discounts, human follow-ups. Integrates with the CRM.
And the corporate knowledge base is getting smarter.
Way beyond early chatbots. Vector databases trained on internal docs, advanced NLP for accurate contextual responses, handling natural conversations about complex topics, like comparing running shoe features based on trail running needs, and predictive analysis within an interaction, spotting rising frustration.
Yes, detecting changes in tone or behavior, flagging it for early human intervention, or suggesting de-escalation tactics, the airline example, identifying passengers needing assistance based on history or behavior for proactive help.
Okay, so pulling all those examples together, what does this rise of AI agents across all these sectors mean for you, the listener? It means AI is rapidly moving from being a tool you interact with sometimes to being a tool that actively participates in business processes alongside humans.
Fundamentally increasing efficiency, speeding up outcomes.
Achieving decisions through better data analysis, reshaping routine tasks across the board, from marketing to supply chains.
It's not just simple automation, it's creating potential for systems handling complex, multi-step workflows. A fundamental operational shift.
That's the takeaway.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. While agents are getting put to work, the broader AI conversation is still dominated by this huge anticipation for the next big thing from OpenAI, GPT-5.
Oh yeah, the buzz is undeniable. GPT-4 was such a moment, right? Showcasing incredible language capabilities.
So expectations for its successor are sky high, maybe even more so given how fast things have moved since GPT-4 first dropped.
Definitely.
And a big part of that buzz is when we might actually see it. Officially confirmed dates are rare, but the speculation, based on hints and patterns, seems to be coalescing around July 2025.
That timing isn't just random guesswork. It aligns with public statements and observable stuff. Sam Altman hinted back in Feb 25 about months, not weeks, after GPT 4.5.
And we saw 4.5 in Feb, then 4.1 in May.
Right. And the crucial signal, the planned deprecation of GPT 4.5's API, also set for July 2025. You don't usually deprecate an API unless something newer and better is coming to replace it.
Seems logical. Plus, strategically timed. Mid-2025 puts it right in the mix with announcements from Google, Anthropic, Meta. Lets OpenAI potentially grab the spotlight again.
For sure. But look, developing these massive models is incredibly complex. Delays are always possible if it doesn't hit internal performance and safety goals.
True.
But based on the signals, July seems like the target they're aiming for. We've seen other mentions of late 2024 or early mid-2025, so July fits that window.
And the internal chatter. Reports suggest OpenAI folks and beta testers are pretty impressed.
Incredibly positive from what we hear. Tech insiders report GPT-5 has already blown past OpenAI's internal benchmarks. Employees supposedly blown away by accuracy, versatility, power.
Developers hinting at record-breaking evaluation scores, especially in reasoning, memory, multimodality.
Which suggests maybe not just an incremental step, but a significant generational leap.
So if it is such a leap, what specifically can we expect? What features are people talking about?
Okay, one of the most discussed is a potential unified architecture. The idea is consolidating separate models or tools like code interpreter, vision models, maybe those reasoning models, O103 into one single seamless agent.
That would simplify things hugely, right? No more picking the right tool for the job the model just knows.
Ideally, yes. One supermodel that applies the right capability automatically. And building on that, significantly enhanced multimodality.
So beyond GPT-4's text, audio, image.
Full unification within that single model. Seamless processing across formats, inputting text, images, voice, getting responses using any or all of them naturally. There's even talk about basic video understanding.
Video. Wow, okay. And reasoning. That seems key if the scores are record-breaking.
Major focus. Moving towards system 2 thinking. The ability to genuinely pause and think, trace logic, solve complex problems more accurately.
Like mimicking human thought processes more closely. Handling ambiguity better.
That's the hope. A potentially massive leap in handling complex variations and multi-step deductions.
Long-term memory is another big one people want. Current models forget stuff so easily.
A major limitation. GPT-5 is expected to have persistent memory across sessions. Real personalization, building context over time. It should remember things you told it before.
Making it feel like a real assistant. And related to that, the massive context window keeps growing.
Seems likely. GPT-4o hit 128K tokens, 4.1 reportedly hit 1 million. GPT-5 might go even further. Imagine processing entire books or huge data sets at once, maintaining coherence.
Reliability is crucial too, fewer hallucinations.
A key goal. Refined training data, better architecture aiming to significantly reduce false or misleading outputs. Critical for trust, especially in important fields.
And smarter web browsing. Better than the current tools.
Expected to be vastly improved. Better understanding of web pages, retrieving facts accurately, cross-referencing info more effectively.
Personalization and customization might get better too, fine-tuning the model.
Possibly. Allowing users to tailor its style, domain knowledge for specific needs.
And linking back to our first topic, agent capabilities with tools integration.
Exactly. Not just talking, but acting. Built-in ability to interact with external systems, CRMs, calendars, email, to perform tasks based on your commands.
Technically, there are rumors too. A new LLM codenamed Strawberry.
Yeah, and expected to be massive, parameter-wise, maybe over 1 trillion. Efficiency is also a big focus, not just size.
Training data getting more recent,
Okay.
closer to the 2025 release.
Hopefully, reducing that knowledge cutoff issue, and likely architectural tweaks, better attention mechanisms, memory structures, maybe more RLHF for alignment,
Yeah.
better internal representation, or mental models.
And you can't discuss OpenAI without mentioning AGI. Any hints there?
Well, Altman defines AGI as outperforming humans at most economically valuable work. Some see GPT-5's potential capabilities as maybe a pre-AGI foundation, a big step closer. But it's uncertain if GPT-5 itself hits that bar. It's background chatter.
So pulling all that together, what does GPT-5's potential arrival mean for you, the listener?
It's shaping up to be potentially a remarkably powerful, versatile, integrated tool, combining many capabilities into one seamless experience.
Making AI interactions feel more natural, reliable, personalized.
And capable of handling way more complex tasks. A truly capable assistant for work, learning, creativity. The potential seems immense.
Yeah, even with the speculation, it feels like the next big frontier. Now, as exciting as GPT-5 sounds, OpenAI isn't alone out there, right? This is a fiercely competitive space.
Absolutely not alone. Google with Gemini, Anthropic with Claude, Microsoft, IBM, Amazon, Facebook, DeepSeek, xAI's Grok. Lots of major players pushing hard.
And the most direct comparison we often see is OpenAI versus Google, GPT versus Gemini.
That's the headline matchup for sure. And a fascinating area of comparison to the info we saw is coding performance. There's a real debate going on.
Yeah, on places like Reddit, users have really different takes. Some swear Gemini 2.5 Pro is better for coding, call it a beast, say it handles complex stuff better with zero performance drop-off.
Right. One user apparently found current GPT models, maybe 0301 Mini, terrible for coding, and switched completely to Gemini for development.
But then others say GPT 4.1 solved problems Gemini struggled with. Some even use them together, Gemini for planning, GPT for coding.
And that note about Google claiming 4.1 was state-of-the-art before 2.5 Pro came out. It really shows it's nuanced. Depends on the language, task complexity, maybe even the prompt.
Definitely not a simple one is better answer. Okay, beyond coding, overall capability, multimodality.
Gemini 2.5 Pro is described as a thinking model, built with internal reasoning like chain of thought, seen as speedy, thorough, maybe sometimes too detailed.
And its multimodality is native, right? Text, audio, images, and video input.
Exactly. Built that way from the ground up. That video input is often highlighted as something current GPT models might lag on. Plus, Gemini launched with that 1 million token context window and plans to potentially double it, always pushing that boundary.
So what about OpenAI's current lineup leading up to GPT-5?
Still formidable. GPT 4.1, also with that 1 million token window, noted as great for coding, complex writing, big inputs. GPT 4.5 reportedly geared more towards creative writing.
And GPT-4o is the versatile all-rounder.
Pretty much. Native text, audio, image multimodality, web search, that new image generator praised for precise text and spot editing. 4.1 and 4.5 often seen as stepping stones towards GPT-5.
User experience and apps are a big differentiator too, aren't they?
Definitely. Gemini's full power is often seen as mostly web-only. The mobile app integration is described as more stripped-down, lacking custom instructions, strong voice mode, advanced vision compared to the web.
Whereas ChatGPT's mobile app is considered top-notch, replicates most web features.
That's the feedback. Strong vision via camera, that really futuristic, natural voice mode. Almost everything the web version does, maybe except the full canvas feature.
Ah, the canvas. GPT's is side-by-side Gemini's full screen. Both allow visual editing, importing files.
Yeah, but Gemini's might handle multiple large files better in one spot, while ChatGPT's might offer more granular control options. Different approaches.
And pricing and access. Big difference there.
Huge. Google made Gemini 2.5 Pro free for everyone, with pretty generous limits, 50 messages a day. Very accessible.
ChatGPT's free plan is much more limited, like 10 GPT-4 messages every few hours, limited image gens, less reasoning power.
Right. Paid plans like Plus or Pro unlock more messages, other models like 0103, but still with caps. GPT-5 is expected to follow that tiered model free standard level, paid higher performance.
So looking at this competition, Gemini's strengths, OpenAI's current lineup, the UX, and pricing differences, what's the takeaway for the listener?
Well, the competition is good for you. It pushes companies to innovate faster, offer more capability, potentially at better access tiers, more generous free plans, competitive pricing.
And understanding the nuances helps you pick the right tool for the job today.
Exactly. Knowing Gemini might excel at video input or ChatGPT has a better mobile app, or one handles a specific coding task better. It helps you choose wisely now, while also seeing where the whole field is heading.
It's definitely a race worth watching. Okay, let's zoom in now. Moving from those broad foundation models to a specific example of an AI tool that really embodies that shift towards taking action. OpenAI's Operator.
Right, this zeroes in on the agent concept we started with. Operator is described as an AI capability designed to handle web tasks autonomously, basically acting like a human using a browser.
But it's still early days. Our research preview for ChatGPT Pro users in the US.
Exactly. Signals it's experimental, still being developed and tested.
The underlying tech sounds interesting. This computer-using agent, or CUA, GPT-4o vision plus reinforcement learning.
Yeah, training the AI to interact with interfaces by observing and trying things out. And the key differentiator is its approach.
It doesn't rely on APIs for every website.
No, that's the bottleneck it tries to avoid. Instead, CUA analyzes raw pixel data from screenshots of your screen in real time.
So it sees the buttons and fields like a human does.
Exactly. Uses its vision model to identify elements visually. That means it could potentially work on almost any website, even complex, non-standard, or legacy ones common in businesses, without needing specific integrations.
And the workflow, how does it actually operate?
It goes through a loop, 4 stages. First, observation captures screenshots to see the current page.
Second, analysis. Uses vision to identify clickable elements, text fields, menus based on the task.
Third, action. Simulates clicks, typing, scrolling, navigating to move towards the goal.
And fourth, validation. Checks the outcome, sees if the action worked, and can self-correct or try again if needed.
Uses its reasoning to figure out if it needs to adjust its approach.
And the goal is automating those time-consuming, repetitive web tasks, saving potentially 5-7 hours a week.
That's the pitch, taking mundane online stuff off your plate. And because it doesn't need fixed APIs, it's versatile.
Examples like booking a tour online, searching, filtering, navigating, pausing for confirmation.
Right, or ordering groceries, finding the search bar, typing items, adding to cart, proceeding to checkout. Then the user handles the final payment step for security.
And it can handle parallel workflows, multiple tasks at once.
Apparently so, asking it to do several separate web tasks simultaneously in different browser sessions.
But it's not perfect yet. Limitations, challenges.
Definitely. As a research preview, it can struggle with highly complex interfaces, heavy JavaScript drag and drop, intricate forms that need precise timing.
And security and privacy must be huge concerns. AI taking screenshots.
Paramount. OpenAI stresses these are top priorities, with safeguards built in. Misuse potential is also addressed, designed to decline harmful requests. Continuous monitoring for odd behavior.
Plus, the early stage limitations. US only for pro users. No multilingual support yet. Limited voice commands. Global regulatory stuff still pending.
Right, but despite automating actions, the user stays in control. That's key.
Seamless collaboration, pausing for confirmation on sensitive actions like payments or logins.
Yep. And a takeover mode to instantly pause the agent and regain manual control. A watch mode for extra oversight on sensitive sites like email or finance.
Data protection measures too. Disabling data collection for training. Managing browsing data.
Yes, options to control data use, review and delete histories. Maybe even a one-click logout feature, plus defenses against threats like prompt injection, continuous monitoring.
And future plans. Making the CUA model available via API, expanding access.
That's the plan. API later this year for developers, expanding to other ChatGPT tiers, plus team, enterprise, and globally eventually.
Enhancements like more multimodal inputs, voice image, cross-platform automation, desktop mobile, better contextual awareness for multi-step tasks.
All on the roadmap, apparently.
So the core takeaway from OpenAI Operator.
It's a tangible example of AI moving from just talking to actively interacting with the digital world for you.
While still early, it shows a future where AI agents could handle many manual online tasks, filling forms, scheduling, researching, freeing you up.
It makes the agent part of AI agents very concrete.
Okay, so we've covered AI agents in the enterprise, the GPT-5 anticipation, the Gemini competition, specific tools like Operator. Let's zoom back out. Broader impact, risks, ethics.
Right, bringing it back to the real-world implications. The growing adoption in enterprises is undeniable. That McKinsey survey showing 78% integration.
It's becoming mainstream, and these advanced models and agents are set to reshape fundamental workflows everywhere.
Customer interactions, content creation, research, software development, process automation. We see examples like Zendesk using OpenAI, Canva integrating GPT.
GitHub Copilot helping developers, Notion using AI for notes and summaries. It's embedding itself in tools we use.
And not just business. Education is being profoundly impacted too. AI is a superpower for teachers.
Helping with lesson planning, generating tailored content, quizzes, adapting materials, admin tasks like reports.
And for students, a reliable companion, breaking down complex topics, writing support, test prep, crucial accessibility features.
Examples like Conmigo, MentalUp's personalized paths, Buddy.ai for language learning. It's becoming part of the learning process.
But As the tech gets more powerful, more integrated, more autonomous,
Mm-hmm.
we absolutely have to talk about the downsides, the risks.
It's the necessary discussion.
Exactly. The core message is AI isn't inherently good or bad. It depends how it's used and the safeguards. Data security is a huge one.
Feeding sensitive personal or company data into these systems, the risk of exposure, theft, misuse, if security isn't rock solid,
A major concern, especially in regulated fields or with sensitive info like health or finance.
then information accuracy. Hallucinations are still a thing. AI confidently making stuff up.
Right. And that's dangerous in critical fields. Finance, healthcare, legal, education. Human oversight, double-checking AI outputs remains absolutely crucial. Cannot stress that enough.
Fraud and deepfakes. This seems to be escalating quickly. AI mimicking voices, faces, writing styles.
Perfectly. Enabling convincing impersonation scams, fake boss calls asking for money transfers, spreading misinformation via fake messages, manipulated video or audio deepfakes designed to deceive or manipulate opinion.
A really scary potential. And intellectual property, a huge concern for creators.
Widespread worries about models trained on copyrighted works, text, images, music, code, without consent or compensation.
That open letter from musicians demanding protection against AI mimicking voices or styles, it highlights the fear.
Yeah, the concern is AI-generated content competing with, diluting, or undermining original creators' livelihoods.
So, given these serious risks, the call is for responsible development and safeguards.
Urgently. And it requires collaboration developers, companies deploying AI, lawmakers. It's not one group's problem.
Establishing clear regulations, data privacy, IP rights in the AI age.
Building in transparency, knowing when you're dealing with AI or AI-generated content. Investing in detection tools for deepfakes.
And crucially, educating users. Everyone needs to know how to use these tools safely, responsibly, critically, understanding capabilities and limitations.
Absolutely. So what this means for you, the listener, as AI gets woven into your daily tools, awareness of these pitfalls isn't just academic.
It's practical for using tech safely, protecting yourself, understanding the broader impact.
Right. The ethics, risk, regulation conversation isn't separate from the tech. It shapes the future we build with AI. It determines how trustworthy and beneficial these tools will actually be.
It's a complex balance, requires constant attention.
Definitely a tightrope walk.
Yeah.
Harnessing the power while ensuring it benefits society responsibly.
Wow, okay. We have really covered a lot of ground today in this deep dive. It feels like we've hit quite a few key areas.
We certainly have. We started with that expanding role of AI agents in business, moving beyond just chat to actually automating tasks across marketing, sales, finance, HR, logistics, customer service, AI getting put to work.
Then we explored that huge anticipation around GPT-5, digging into the rumored July 2025 launch, the potential leaps in reasoning, multimodality, memory, that unified architecture idea.
We pitted OpenAI against competitors like Google's Gemini, looking at the nuances, coding debates, multimodality differences like video, UX contrasts and apps, pricing models, showing how that competition drives innovation.
We looked at a specific action-oriented tool, OpenAI Operator, showing how AI is learning to interact directly with the web, pointing towards autonomous online task handling.
And we wrapped up considering the broader impact on business and education, but also critically examining those significant risks, data security, accuracy, deepfakes, IP rights, and the vital need for responsible development and safeguards.
It's just crystal clear how rapidly this whole landscape is shifting. New models, new capabilities, new applications emerging constantly.
Pushing boundaries faster than we probably expected even a year ago.
And that leaves us with maybe a provocative thought for you to mull over. Given how fast AI is gaining these capabilities, reasoning, understanding different media, acting in the digital world, potentially autonomously, what does that balance look like for you?
Yeah, the balance between adopting these powerful tools for efficiency in your own work or life and ensuring they're developed and used safely, ethically.
How will that change how you interact with technology and manage your digital tasks, maybe even in the very near future?
It's moving from theory to practice quickly, a question we'll all be grappling with.
Indeed. And finally, just one more reminder that this deep dive is brought to you by Stonefly.
Leaders in enterprise storage, backup, disaster recovery, AI storage, and cloud solutions.
If you're navigating AI infrastructure and need secure, ransomware-proof storage, remember Stonefly sells air-gapped and immutable storage designed for these needs. You can contact sales@stonefly.com to schedule a demo.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
We'll catch you on the next one.